Hey, I wanted to come on and talk to you a little bit about grief. And I'm sharing this with the intent that if anybody is struggling with grief or it kind of keeps resurfacing, or in the future, if you have grief, maybe this will help. So I have days, and yesterday was one of those days where grief was sitting within me so strong and so full. That's all I felt. And I finally got to a point where nothing helped. I tried to work out. I tried to read my devotional books that usually inspire me, but I couldn't focus. I was so bothered. And I tried to watch something just really easy on TV, Netflix, something just real light. And I couldn't shake the feeling to focus on anything. So I came into this little room, and I will be very honest with you, I just laid down on the floor and I cried out to God, and I just prayed and I cried and I gave all my grief to Him. And you know what? In spite of it all, I decided I know God is God. I am His daughter. He is King of Kings. He created me. He can do what He wants. If He wants to be silent, I accept that. If He wanted to take my daughter at that time, I accept that. It's His plan, and thank God there is a plan for a future and a hope. So anyways, all day yesterday, even after crying and praying, I felt nothing of God's presence. But you know what? Sometimes God is silent. And I used to think I didn't know why He would be silent, because when I talked to Him, wouldn't He want to talk to me back? But you know what? It was in this hard, difficult time that my strength grew. And isn't that true? If you are going to lift weights, the heavier the weights you lift, the stronger you're going to get. So for me, in my Christian walk, the more I have faith, the more heavy it is, and the more I endure, I just feel stronger. So I don't know if that makes sense, but this morning I woke up and truly I felt as though His mercy was new in the morning. And I want to just write to you some of the things I wrote in my journal, because I felt so spoken to by God now. And here's what I wrote. Grief is here to heal our soul. It's a way to say goodbye to someone or something that you love dearly. Maybe it's a way of life. Maybe it was a job that you lost, or through divorce you lost your family. Maybe you lost your home. Maybe you lost a child. But it's that grief that we go through that will make us stronger, and it helps us to go through the process of saying goodbye. Grief quiets us in silence, and that's what I experienced yesterday. I have learned to not only embrace this silence, but also to cherish it, because this is our final goodbye to what was so meaningful. I just love that. And here's another thought I had. Grief steadies my soul and my spirit. It is giving me permission to say no to the things of this world in my life that are not important anymore. I do not have any patience for nonsense. Like if somebody comes up to me and they want to gossip, I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I don't want to hear it. Let's pray for that friend, because we're all walking with open wounds. There's a reason that somebody behaves the way they do, or has bad habits, or has, sinned greatly in our eyes. As the word one to judge. I have no room for nonsense, because grief is taking me away from the world of the attachment, I guess, to worldly things. It has made me see what is important in life, and for that I am so thankful. Another thing that I wrote in my journal is that grief has taught me how I waste time and energy on attachments to ideas that are not healthy, physically or spiritually, financially and emotionally. Our grief to these things, this ways of the world, are just meaningless. that didn't make sense. But what I meant to say is grief is creating a higher purpose for my life because I see what's more important. It's like the scales have been removed off of my eyes. And you know, as I get older, I realize, oh, you know what? So much is behind me. Like, I don't have like that romantic love of finding my love. I'm already married, been married twice, but I'm done. This is my guy, and I'm happy about that. But I'm not thinking about purchasing another home, or I'm not having more children. I don't have those big, what do you call those? Pivotal points in your life, milestones that you look forward to and you have. As a child, you could dream dreams of that. And I don't have dreams that include this world anymore. But you know what we do have? As we get older, we do have that next milestone, that new phase, which would be eternity. And it has been so fun to study heaven and know what I have to look forward to. And that is where I'm putting my hope. I'm not saying I'm not excited about my grandson who's about to come over in a little bit. I am excited about that. I am excited that I planted an apricot tree and I can hardly wait to see if it bears fruit. I'm excited about little things, but the big things, there's still things, no matter how old we are. If I'm 90 years old and I'm living in a home, I still have that hope. And grief has made me more aware of that. And another thing that I wrote in my journal is grief is not my enemy. It is a companion that has created in my soul a deeper heart, a deeper love for others. I wouldn't say I'm excited about my grief, but I'm beginning to accept it. I'm beginning to understand it. I'm beginning to see that grief has a purpose. And I would actually call this now good grief, as that expression goes. I can turn it into good because that is the God I serve. So there will probably be days ahead that I lay on the floor where grief overcomes me and I feel sad. But you know what? I still have my intellect to know the truth, and that truth can set me free from this grief. So my prayer for you, my friends that are experiencing grief, or you may be in the future, is that you accept it and you read books about heaven, because we have a great future. Kirsty's life verse, and she's my daughter who passed away due to a mental illness. Again, the world would call this suicide, and that would be the worst thing for a parent and a mother to have to go through. But you know what? God just took her in his grace, and he just swept her right up to heaven. And this was Kirsty's life verse. And how perfect was it that God, 31 years ago, gave me this verse for my daughter. And it's Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you, but to give you a hope and give you a future. She is enjoying that hope that she carried on all through her earthly existence. And she's enjoying that future. And I pray that you would have this hope no matter what comes your way. God bless each and every one of you.